Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and in-betweeners, tonight I have a wonderful episode for you guys. We're going to be discussing Doja Cat. Doja Cat has been involved in some shit recently, hasn't she? Ever since Doja Cat has come out, she's been a part of some type of controversy in one way or another. So a majority of this information will be coming from Vulture magazine, where they released an article detailing the many controversies Doja Cat has been through since the beginning of her career. Interestingly enough, Doja Cat's rise to fame has been plagued with many different scandals, some of which may or may not be warranted. Take, for example, the So High music video, which was released on March 27th, 2014. It drew a lot of attention due to the fact that the video was called out for sexualizing and appropriating Hindu culture, along with offensive lyrics like "Now we both look Asian," referencing a stereotype to describe the effect weed has on her eyes. Now, the following year, on November 2nd, 2015, Doja Cat would release the SoundCloud song "Didn't Do Nothing," which was later removed due to it being a racist slang term coined in the alt-right online circles to demean victims of police brutality. The song resurfaced in May 2020, with rumors circulating that the song was made in response to the July 2015 shooting death of Sandra Bland. Now, you want to know something interesting? I would have never, outside looking in, I would have never known that "Didn't Do Nothing" was an alt-right online term. I would have never, I don't know which places of the internet to go to find out which terms and words are offensive. But thanks to Doja Cat and the controversy surrounding her songs, now I know "Didn't Do Nothing" racial. Got it. So 3 years later, though, Doja Cat would go viral on August 10th, 2018 for her song "Moo." Moo, moo, bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. That song, iconic, honestly. Iconic. Doja Cat, I see you, girl. Anyways, but then 18 days later, old tweets of hers would resurface calling Tyler, the Creator, an Earl sweatshirt in 2015. Doja would respond on Twitter saying, "LMFAO." She would go on to say, "I called a couple people when I was in high school in 2015. Does this mean I don't deserve support? I've said roughly 15,000 times in my life. Does saying mean you hate gay people? Do I hate gay people? I don't think I hate gay people. Gay is okay." After many people within the gay community and Deborah Messing spoke out after Doja Cat's response, this then prompted her to release her Notes app apology, which states, "I've used horrible, derogatory, and hateful words towards people out of ignorance. I just want you guys to know that you're incredibly special, and I hold you dearly to my heart. I'm sorry for anyone I've offended or hurt deeply. You are all worth love and support." Then she followed up with this apology with another apology stating, "I apologize for derogatory terms I've used in the past, and no one should be discriminated against for their race, religion, or sexual orientation. I'm beautiful in my way." Then she said, "I love you and I hope to make more great music with and for you in the future.
Stop being a faggot. Thank you."
And then, by the time the sun came up, the apology was taken down by Doja Cat. You know, at this point in Doja Cat's career, it seems like every time Doja Cat's doing something or putting something out, something old always resurfaces, right? It's like when somebody's on the come up and you don't know who they are and they're just like a little bleep on the internet. You never know anything about them. You never know anything that they've said derogatory or defensive or offensive. And then once they get a little bit of popularity, it's like all this stuff comes out of nowhere. Who are these people that find these old tweets and old videos? Who are these internet sleuths? Because I'm scared for my life. I'm terrified of people just being like, you remember what you said in the 12th grade? I'd be like, no, honestly, no. What did I say in the 12th grade? I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm sorry. So by November 7th, 2019, because this is Doja Cat's career we're talking about, just not the scandals, she did have a lot of success throughout her career, primarily due to Hot Pink, which garnered a lot of good reviews and even better streams, along with the mega popular song Say So becoming overly used on TikTok.
Why don't you say so? Didn't even notice. No punches that to roll with. You got to keep me focused. You wanna say so?
Now, during this time of Say So being popular, she's doing interviews with multiple news outlets, right? Everybody's inquisitive. Everybody wants to know, who is Doja Cat, right? Well, on December 11th, 2019, Doja Cat would do a little bit of foreshadowing when it came to the next major scandal that she would be a part of. Now, during this interview, Doja Cat spoke about her religious chat room hobby. She was quoted as saying, people would pick on me and use horrible, horrible language, just the worst. And I just didn't understand why people were so crazy on there. And so I became the person who would make offensive jokes and do things sort of out of the box. I don't know about you, but I smell
bullshit.
I feel like at this point, Doja Cat probably knew that this information of her being in these chat rooms were going to come out. And so she felt like if she spoke out, said something first, then maybe the fallout wouldn't be so bad, right? Now, this is where it would get interesting. On April 29th, 2020, a tiny chat user by the name of Liz would post on Twitter saying that she had seen Doja Cat in the chat room that night. Now, the reason why this is interesting is because couple of days prior to that, on April 13th, Doja Cat would be a part of a drama, like a mini feud with the Barbs. The Barbs are Nicki Minaj's fans, right? The Nicki Minaj fans were upset that Doja Cat was in the middle of a fan art or some type of art illustration of Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, and Megan Thee Stallion. This prompted Doja Cat to call the Barbs scum, which then made the hashtag Doja Cat is over party trend on Twitter.
Coincidence? I think not!
If you ask me, that Liz girl, she was a Barb, okay? So then all of that, right? All of that dies down. You don't hear about it anymore. The hashtag kind of fades away, right? She's on the chart. Her and Nicki Minaj did a remix to Say So. It goes number 1. Her popularity is growing rapidly. People are loving her. Okay. Then, on May 16th, 2020, Lipstick Alley started a thread about Doja Cat on the tiny chat room Tea Time Chats after discovering that the singer was currently online. Okay, so she was in this chat room. Somebody started recording her live. They started posting video proof. They started updating threads. One Twitter user said they're telling her to stop showing her feet after she made foot job jokes. Now they're making fun of the black guy who came into the room. She said he tried to private message her, always booty clapping for these whites. The original poster commented,
I just lost a cigarette.
Dude, ADD just DM'd me. learned anything new today? And I said, yeah, I learned if you sunk a dunker, you can be anybody. So would you feed a tube into my ass with a funnel at the end and pour all types of liquor down there?
God, the ignorance that's in this chat room. Lipstick Alley would further discuss the rumors that Doja Cat's tiny chat habits had gotten even more lewd, with her getting naked, making gestures and offensive comments, and stood by while others made offensive comments as well. But that didn't stop people from discussing it. One person said, "It's like a known fact on Tiny Chat. My friend who explores different rooms tells me tea about crazy shit that happens on Tiny Chat." One guy was exposing her, talking about her shoving a cucumber up her pussy and pushing it out with a dead straight face on Skype. This right here, there's a lot of different reasons why people think Doja Cat is weird, you know? And granted, that could be her sense of humor. Her sense of humor is her being this, you know, weird type of girl, right? But then you have a line you cross where people no longer look at you as weird. Now they're just like, what the fuck is up with Doja Cat? Like, it goes from being quirky to like, this bitch is weird, you know? This scandal would continue to go on for months, even with Doja Cat still using some of the slang terms from the Tiny Chat room, like gang sunk a dunker. This thread continued on Lipstick Alley, with people dropping more testimonials, video proof and evidence, and just leaving comments questioning what Doja Cat had been up to and what she had been doing. People were questioning whether Doja Cat was actually a racist. Was she performing for racist people in chat rooms? And oddly enough, people started to question whether she liked black men. But the trajectory of her career was still on the rise, right? Even though people were saying, I don't know about this Doja Cat. I think she might be a little bit racist. I think she might not like black people. I think she might be a part of the alt-right community. People still continued to support her. So by May 24th, the "We Are Sorry Doja Cat" started to trend on Twitter, with people saying that there just wasn't enough proof to say that Doja Cat was stripping and hanging out with actual racists. And if she has a race kink, and they didn't want to be the ones to kink shame her, right? Mind you, Doja Cat hasn't said anything up until this point in regards to this. So people were just in a tizzy, in a frizzy, while she, you know, remained silent. So on May 25th, 2020, Doja Cat dropped an apology.
I'm very sorry to anybody who's taken offense, to anybody who I have hurt, using this term. When I used it, it was because I was in chat rooms all the time, and I was kind of locked away, and I was always on there just dealing with people coming at me left and right, talking about different slanderous terms after another. The term that I used in the song is one that I learned that day. So people were calling me it left and right, and I used it in a song. And it was to kind of take back and fucking just say fuck you to those people.
She ended off that by thanking her fans and promising to do better. So I guess after all of this, people let, you know, that situation die down. I don't think people forgot. I do think it did hurt her career in one way or another. I think that people do kind of look at Doja Cat as being like weird. I think some people still have this idea that she was a part of this racist community. But the oddest and the weirdest, like all of Doja Cat's scandals was weird, but this one in particular is very weird. Now, for those of you that don't know, recently she got into a kerfuffle with Noah Schnapp from the show Stranger Things. Noah Schnapp is a teenager, I believe. Doja Cat is a full-grown adult, right? She inboxed Noah Schnapp asking about the guy from Stranger Things, Joseph Quinn, who she referred to as being fine as shit in a tweet, right? She asked him if he was single. She inboxed a minor, asked him if his co-star was single. Noah Schnapp, I don't know, ma'am, right? Maybe you should ask him yourself. He didn't say that, but you know, maybe you should ask him yourself, 27-year-old Doja Cat, instead of asking a teenager, right? Noah Schnapp then goes onto TikTok. He does a post and delete. He posts the DMs between him and Doja Cat. Even though this was quickly deleted, people got screenshots of it. It started circulating around in social media and in other various places, right? Now, Doja Cat, she goes TikTok live and she discusses the matter, right?
That this person, that Noah did that, like went and posted a private conversation between me and him, is so unbelievably like socially unaware and whack. And like, you know what I mean? Like that's like borderline snake. Like that's like weasel. And like, I'm not saying that encapsulates his entire personality. Like Noah is not like the definition. Like I wouldn't imagine he is. Maybe he is.
Now, after all of that, right, Doja Cat would lose 200,000 subscribers, and Noah Schnapp would gain a million followers on his Instagram. A lot of people felt like Doja Cat was in the wrong because you slid in a minor's DMs to discuss whether somebody else was single and if they could play Cupid for you. That's not okay. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. That's weird. And right? That's something you probably shouldn't do, you know? But as of recently, Noah he left a comment under a post and he said, "We're all good, you guys." So, you know, all is forgiven, all is well. But I think that Doja Cat, her scandals are just as weird as her, you know? I would be, if there was a scandal that didn't make you go like, when it came to Doja Cat, like, what the fuck is this? Then, you know, would it be a Doja Cat scandal? I don't know. But I do know a lot of people do find her, you know, obnoxious and weird. So,